yin yoga session for the liver and the gallbladder meridians. And the liver and the gallbladder meridians are long. As you can see on the screen right now, the gallbladder lines run along the outside of the leg and the outer hip, and then zigzag their way up the front and the sides of the ribs to the shoulder and the face. And the liver lines start on the inside of your ankle and go along the inside of your leg through the groin, and then going inside the body, touching the liver. They then continue up and move over the chest and around the face. And there's another class on doing the facial movements to work on these meridian lines as well. When we work on the liver and gallbladder, it's also really useful to activate the kidneys. The kidneys support all of the internal organs, and they run around the inside of the legs into the groin and then into the sacrum. So this flow that we're doing today is actually working all three of these meridian lines. So if you come to sitting in a way that feels supportive, bringing your hands either to your heart or crossing them over, or maybe even having one hand on your lower belly and one hand on your heart, however you like, whatever feels right for you right now. Take a few breaths. See if you breathe all the way in and down. And really fill up yourself with good energy, with good prana, as we say in Sanskrit, or chi, as they say in the Chinese. This healthy energy that wants to move and play and be a part of your energy field. Take a few more of these deep breaths, deep, big belly breaths. And then see if you bring your hands together in front of your heart and take a little moment just to bow to yourself here. And the liver is really in charge of balancing emotions, not just anger, but all emotions. So see if you find a little moment just to tune in what is needing balance for you today. What emotions do you want to work on? And once you know that, you can release your hands, press them palms facing up on your thighs, and just clear your channel, clear your tube or your hollow bone. Create some space inside yourself for what's coming. And then see if you bring your right fingertips onto the floor next to you. Take your left arm and reach it up and over. We're going to do this like a little wave from side to side. We're going to start just holding it here and opening up the side body. Really breathing into the left side of your body. And with your next exhale, see if you reach around, bringing your left fingertips to the mat, reaching your right arm up and over. You want to turn your face so that you're facing your upper arm, or kind of putting your nose inside your armpit as much as possible. And see if you open just a little bit more. And then let's go side to side a few times. So just following your breath, moving from one side to the other side. So from one side to the other side with your breath. So exhale as you change over, and then inhale as you reach up and open the side. Exhale as you move your arm over. Inhale as you open. So just following your breath, letting your breath guide your movement. Opening the sides where the meridian lines are running for both these organs. And noticing maybe that now when you come to the side, you have a little bit more space to lean into. Your body is understanding and wanting to be more open. So see if you stay a little bit longer on these last two. Just really go into it. Open as much as you can. Have boundaries with what's possible. With your next inhale, see if you come over towards child's pose, but in this child's pose we're going to cross one ankle over the other one, and then we're going to cross the arms as well. So the foot that is over the other one, cross that arm over the other arm and lean a little bit towards that side. And now we're really moving in towards the kidney meridian and the lower back, and hopefully you can feel this in your lower back. And just giving yourself time to breathe. So when we have healthy liver chi or healthy liver prana, it governs the overall healthy flow of energy, and it rules the health of our muscles, our tendons, our eyes, our nails, our hands, and our feet. The liver is in charge of our emotions, of balancing our emotions. Compassion is the main emotion associated with a liver in harmony. And as you know, also the main emotion for the liver is anger. So you have anger and compassion here. It's also connected to our ability to make appropriate decisions, our capacity to make plans and to put our plans into action. So thinking about the plans you make and the actions that you follow through on and how they relate to your liver and gallbladder. With your next breath, you can come up and we're going to cross over our legs the other way. So putting the knee or the ankle, foot that was under, over the other one. And then taking the arms to the opposite side and crossing one arm over the other one, keeping your head between your arms. So these meridian lines are the channels through which chi or prana flows. So again, going back to that hollow bone or our torus field, our energetic field, it's not just energy flowing everywhere, right, all the time. It does move along these channels, these gateway points that we call the chakras in Sanskrit, where we have 72,000 of them, not just these main 7, but there's 72,000 gateway points. And then these meridian lines are the channels between those energy centers. This chi or prana is the basic life force of our bodies. When we have enough chi that's flowing smoothly, we're healthy. And we have this kind of longevity of health and mind. So see if you start to come up again onto all fours. Tuck your toes in behind you. Keep your feet hip width apart. And we're going to do a few cat to cow. So when you inhale, lift your head and tuck your belly button down towards the floor. Stick your butt out as much as you can. And then as you exhale, bring your chin to your chest. Tuck your tail in between your legs and suck your belly button as high up towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside as you can. So do that with your breath. So inhale, we call it cow pose. Belly goes down. Exhale, we call it cat pose. Belly moves up. You can start moving this a little bit more freely, making some circles or making some spirals and just taking yourself around and through, just giving yourself a nice release everywhere. And then see if you come back towards a child's pose just to stretch out, and then see if you move your hands over towards the left side of your mat and then take a big step forward with your right foot. Try to keep your right knee just above your right ankle. Keep your left toes pointing back. If it hurts your left knee, you can take a little cushion or you can fold your yoga mat in half underneath your knee. If it's okay here, you can come down on your elbows. If that's not okay, then stay on your hands. Also, if you need support, you can stick a little block or a book or again pillows underneath your hands or your elbows to give yourself a little bit more softness. Making sure that you are still breathing slow, deep breaths here. See if you tuck your left toes in if you can and move through the left leg a few times back and forwards. Just giving yourself a little bit more space. Press into your left hand, lift your right hand up towards the ceiling. Really open up the whole side body again. Give yourself space to breathe. Hold it here a few more breaths. Slow, deep breaths, finding that warrior inside of you, even here in this more soft practice. And we're going to be here for about 3 more breaths. So big inhale, big exhale, big inhale, big exhale, big inhale, big exhale. Slowly lower your knee, lower your right hand, and then see if you stretch out your right leg long. So just lean back with your hips until your right leg is as straight as possible. Try to touch your nose towards your right knee and stay here and breathe here. Breath here, so big inhale, see if you can find that little bit more space, and then really big exhale as you release all of that. And then slowly starting to come up from your leg. You can bend your knee so you come forward. Take your right knee and press it back next to your left knee. And then see if you stretch out. Keep your hands where they are and try to touch your chest to the floor. You can keep your forehead towards the floor or your chin. It will be a little bit more of a back opener if you press towards the floor with your chin. But do whatever feels right for you here. Really opening up the heart, really opening up the upper back, really opening up the sides, really feeling into this liver energy that you've got stored here. And with your next breath, come up to your knees, bring your left foot forward. You can stay here, you can tuck something underneath your right knee if your right knee needs support. You can come down on your forearms if that feels good. If it doesn't, stay on your hands. And with your next inhale, raise your left arm and start to reach your left arm towards the ceiling, really opening up wide between your arms, trying to have as much space between your hands as possible, really opening up around the chest and the upper back, but also feeling the front of the hip, the inside of your thigh. Just really feeling these 2 main meridians and the kidney meridian a little bit as well, as we're here opening up everything. Last breath here. When you're ready, exhale and start to bring your hand down towards the mat. And see if you reach back so that you extend your left leg, bring your nose towards your left knee. Let yourself open the back of your left thigh. Take a few deep breaths here to settle into it. I understand that this might not be very comfortable for you right now, so breathe through the discomfort. Understand that this is part of your warrior training, but this is also part of making your body a more comfortable place to live, because even if you are not aware that you're holding these tensions because you don't move these parts of your body or come into these strange shapes in your day-to-day life, your body is still holding this tightness, this pain. You're just not aware of it. So working into it, going into it, and releasing these places that hurt, that are tight, that have been forgotten, will only help. With your next exhale, see if you release your left leg back and come back into your child's pose. You can have your fingers outstretched in front, really cupcake fingers, I call this. So you imagine you have a cupcake underneath your palm and you're trying not to smash your cupcake. And give yourself a couple more breaths just to release your legs. And then with your next breath, see if you come over, we're going to do a low squat. The yogis call this malasana. And this is going to really work your liver meridians that run along the insides of your thighs. So make sure you're turning your feet out towards the sides. Come down as low as you can. If this is impossible for you, you could either sit on something and have your knees nice and open like this. Sit on something low, of course. You could also try to tuck something underneath your heels. So lifting your heels will change the angle of your hips, and that might make it more available. And again, we're going to stay in this malasana, or this yogi squat, for a little bit of time. So really allow yourself to breathe through it, to relax your face, to relax your tongue. And give yourself time to breathe, to be, to feel. Discomfort, perhaps, yes. So let's just contemplate the wood element for a moment, because this element is really important in maintaining harmony and balance within nature. And as humans, we're part of nature, so there's so much that we can learn about ourselves by understanding the wisdom that comes with wood. Through the wood element, we learn the gifts, or we receive the gifts that help us cultivate health, resilience, and creativity. And as you know, the wood element is associated with the gallbladder and the liver. And when the wood element is strong within your body, these organs, the gallbladder and the liver, are really healthy and function well. There's also some foods that can help the wood element, like yogurt and kimchi, bitter foods and sour foods. So that might be something to really consider bringing into your diet. From here, let's start moving out of our malasana. You can come up to standing. You might want to shake yourself out. And slowly, when you're ready, we're going to come to sitting, and we're going to do the shoelace position. So if you look over on the screen, you want to bring your feet towards the hips and have your knees crossed over, so one knee is on top of the other knee. So the wood element also connects to our nervous system, our tendons, and our ligaments. And as we strengthen the ligaments and our tendons and our nervous system, we can prevent ourselves getting injured or having neurological issues. So just sit here and allow your tendons to strengthen. Allow your hip flexors, your hip bones to press down. And feel the side of your hips around your glutes. There should be a nice stretch, especially on the leg on the side that is on the side of the leg that is on top. And then see if you start to bring your hands down in front of you. You want to bring them quite far apart, quite wide. You want to have your cupcake fingers happening again, so that you have your palms lifted from the floor and your fingertips pressing down, and then start to lean forward just to take this a little bit deeper. And as always, the breath, the relaxed face, the relaxed tongue. Stay relaxed. Allow yourself to release what doesn't need to be held on to anymore. See if you slowly make your way up, and then see if you bring your thumbs pointing back and your fingers pointing forward on top of your shoulders. And we're going to do a few circles just to move any energy stuck here out. So just releasing through the shoulders. Keeping your arms straight in front and then bending one elbow at a time. Just touching your shoulders slightly. And then we're going to wrap ourselves into Gomukhasana, or the cow's face. So see if you can reach one arm behind you, the other arm over the top of the shoulder, and see if you can hold on to the fingertips behind your back. Breathe. Keep breathing. Try not to tilt your head forward and down. Try to keep your head lifted so that you have a nice opening happening here. Keep breathing. If it feels okay, I really suggest that you close your eyes when you're in these positions, so that you can really just be with your sensations, be with what you're feeling now. With your next breath, you're going to release your hands from behind you. See if you bring your hands down towards the floor. Lean back, open your legs as wide as you can, really straddling the floor, and then reach towards your right foot. See if you bring both your hands towards your right foot. Bring your nose towards your knee. If you can't reach your foot, just grab hold of your leg wherever you can and let yourself release tension from your back. Don't push your belly out. Try to hold it in a little bit in case it's getting in the way, so that you can fold over it more easily. So as you know, the wood element corresponds to compassion, kindness, generosity, and abundance. And when the wood element is healthy, it's easier to feel that we have enough for ourselves and for others. Not just helping us relate to others with kindness, but we also have the wood element to help us release stressful thinking or lack mentality or scarcity from ourselves. So with these next few breaths, see if you do that. See if you make that your intention, that with your exhale you just release any of that negative programming that you've been holding on to. And then with your next exhale, see if you just twist yourself over to grab hold of your left foot or your left leg. And again, releasing and opening here through the liver meridian, the inner thighs, around the core of the body, around the rib cage where both these meridian lines run, and up the back around the armpits. Breathing into it, considering these positive qualities of the wood element. Because the truth is that every person, even if you're not mostly wood, you will have some wood in you. You have a liver, you have a gallbladder. And even if you're more controlled or more dominant in your water or your fire or your metal, you still have wood. Now with your next breath, see if you start to come up. We're going to do the shoelace position again with the other leg on top this time. So squeezing your knees together and bringing your feet as close towards your hips as you can. And just as before, we're going to start just sitting upright, feeling into what needs to be released, what needs to be moved out, what you're ready to let go of today, feeling the tightness. as the physical representation of misalignment, of trapped emotional energy, of you holding yourself back, of making yourself smaller than you are, than you need to be. And see if you lean forward into your cupcake fingers, keep your elbows nice and wide, and take this a little bit deeper. Come a little bit deeper into yourself here. With your next breath, see if you start to come up towards sitting upright again. You're going to bring your thumbs pointing backward and your fingers, the rest of your fingers pointing forward on your shoulders. And we're going to do a few circles just to release that energy in the upper back around the shoulders. Once you've done 3 or 4, you can change direction and move your circles going the other way. And then from here, see if you reach your arms out wide to the sides and then come back in, bending at the elbows to tap your shoulders. Do forward and then come back towards this bind behind you, this Gomukhasana, this cow's face. If you can't grab hold of your own hands, you can just grab hold somewhere on your shirt. The important part is that you try to get one elbow pointing down and the other elbow pointing upwards so that you're releasing tension. And you'll feel where it is, right? It's pretty self-evident here what's going on. Really feeling into that gallbladder energy here as well on the outsides of your thighs. And then slowly releasing. And we're now going to go into one of our favorite yoga positions, happy baby. So see if you scoot yourself over to lying on your back. Widen your knees. Try to keep your knees 90 degrees. And then grab hold of your feet. You can hold on to the outsides. You can hold on to the insides. You can grab around your big toes. So you can hold on to your heels. And we just want to open, again, this liver meridian that goes on the insides of your legs. And the kidney, I say when I mean gallbladder meridian that runs on the outsides of your legs. And give yourself time to breathe here. So as I said before, each of us have wood energy, but some of us have it more and some of it have it less. And each element is associated with different sort of personality traits. So our personalities will be really influenced by the unique alchemy of these elements inside of us. And just like emotions, each element has what we would call like positive and negative personality traits. So laying here for a few more breaths and contemplating your personality and which elements are more dominant in your personality traits. to the last couple of breaths here in Happy Baby. Giving yourself maybe a big sigh of relief. Maybe a big sigh of relaxation as you release your feet. And then you're going to just scoot your butt over a little bit towards the right. And then bring your knees over towards the left and letting your knees come on top of each other. Keep your right arm out towards the right side and look over towards your right thumb. Stay here and breathe here. So the wood element has these sort of positive personality traits like resilience, perseverance, creativity, imagination. People with a lot of wood element are often highly motivated, driven to push. And wood energy helps us overcome difficult circumstances and find unique solutions. Wood element is the sort of pioneering archetype. For us, the warrior archetype. What does it mean to have a lot of warrior energy? And of course, when the wood energy is not checked, it can give us some challenges. Wood can contribute, this warrior energy can contribute to somebody being overly competitive, hot-tempered, argumentative, or aggressive. So that's why people working with wood, or having a lot of wood energy, or being dominant in the wood element, have to cultivate skillfulness when working with this expansive, rapid energy. I don't know if you guys can hear the chickens and the roosters that are waking up here in the background, but it's a nice sound in the mornings. Give yourself a few more breaths here, just taking it nice and slow. And then slowly starting to release this posture from the floor. Starting to bring yourself up from the floor. You might want to hug your knees in the middle. You might want to stretch yourself out long for a moment. Whatever feels right for you to do. And then of course, it's probably no surprise to anybody, we're going to do the same twist towards the other side. So bringing your butt slightly over to the left, letting your knees drop down to the right, extending your left arm out to the side, and turning your gaze to look towards your left thumb. So when we learn to work with our unique energy, with our unique composition of these elements, we're able to realize our most healthy and vibrant expression. And we can really see this quality of wood in the season of spring. Because during spring, the natural world is full of creativity, resilience, and abundance. Nature's creativity is visible in the vast variety of plants and animals that come out. We can see the trees that have lost their leaves during the cold winter become lush and colorful again. Animals that were hiding start to come out. And the sunshine is back. And everywhere you look, you see this vigorous energy of life force. So this season gives us this opportunity to cultivate more of this wood element's wonderful qualities within ourselves, to learn to be more abundant, to be more creative, and to find more greater resilience. Give yourself more deep breaths here. Just really open up to yourself. And this will be your last breath, giving yourself 1 or 2 more big inhales and exhales. And then slowly starting to roll into the middle. Maybe give yourself a hug, maybe stretch yourself out long. You know what feels best for you. And then we're going to move into Shavasana, but in this Shavasana today, I welcome you to do it whatever way feels best for you. But I also really invite you to open up a little bit extra, so keeping your legs wider than normal apart, and maybe stretching your arms slightly overhead but really opening to the sides. Imagine a 5-pointed star, giving yourself space, a lot of space, allowing yourself to breathe deep, slow breaths and relaxing more and more. And contemplating again this energy in your body, this elemental system, and feeling into your liver and your gallbladder and contemplating how is your energy, how is your liver energy. This expanding energy of the wood element. If you're not aligned with what you're doing and you're not allowing yourself to feel growth and expansion, you're going to feel stuck. And when you feel stuck, the liver energy and the hun will feel stuck. When that happens, our liver chi or our liver prana is not flowing smoothly, and we start to feel stressed, frustrated, and angry. We start to have physical symptoms like tight neck and shoulders, PMS, menstrual issues, and even digestive problems. When we hold on to our anger, we stagnate this liver chi. And as we talked about a lot, anger is a completely natural emotion, and there's times when it is there to be your best friend. The problem is when we repress it, when we suppress it, when we react in unhealthy ways. Like holding on grudges or having an explosive temperament. So feeling into your anger and finding the true meaning of your anger, finding the true meaning of these emotions so that you can follow through and create greater balance in yourself. And really feeling into this energy now of spring. Spring is a time for birth and new beginnings. So this is the perfect time to start to think about what you would like to embody more, where you would want to grow more, and what do you want to expand on a physical, on a mental, and on a soul level. And see if you become aware of your body again as it's here on the floor. Take a few deep breaths. Breathe into your hands and your feet. You can start slowly moving, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Hello. Welcome back. Welcome home. See if maybe you breathe in through your nose and out of your mouth. Maybe you make a sound. Maybe you stick your tongue out and go bah! Whatever feels right for you. See if you bring your hands and your feet together and then do a little banana. So lean your hands and your feet towards each other on the side. And stretch out the side of your body, one side. And then move over and do the same to the other side. Just again, this liver and gallbladder meridians. Nice. Slowly come back to the center. You can roll over to your side, or you can hug yourself into a little ball and take a few breaths here. Eventually, slowly, when you're ready, come up to a seated position. So hopefully you're sitting by now. If you're not sitting by now, don't worry. Take your time. Take your time. But just thank yourself for your practice. Thank yourself for being here, for doing this work, for showing up to your mat and to yourself. Thank you.